Hello everybody, my name is Octavius LaVon Blount. I'm the coordinator for the Mayor's Office of Black Male Engagement. We're here for another Spotlight series highlighting the great team of community schools. We've noticed that there's been a need to bridge the gap in collaboration between schools and community. We're also here to highlight and amplify the voices of community school coordinators and their work in the community and in the schools. And to bring that to more clarity, we have Director of Operations, Maxwell Akuwamoa Boateng.
Hi, my name is Maxwell Akuwamoa Boateng. I'm the Director of Operations for Community Schools. In Philadelphia, we noticed that a lot of our schools had challenges when it came to hunger, homelessness, and then the health of our students. So community schools was introduced as a strategy to help address those needs, knowing that the school district was responsible for the educational needs of our students. So if you think about the inception of public schools, the idea was that education is the greatest equalizer. And so as you think of the community schools and the inception of them, the idea was that it takes a village to raise a child, and all these resources are readily available. So although there are resources and people and information all around, access has always been an issue. And so when we think of the conversation around advancing equity, the first step and the first part of the conversation had been equality. So making sure that there's equal access and equal opportunity. However, the community schools goes a little bit farther beyond that. So trying to think about not just having resources available, but how do people tap and access those resources to meet and fit their needs.
So the role of community school is to ultimately not only increase the attendance of the student, but also allow parents to enjoy a better life. Because what makes us unique are the resources that we're bringing. We have providers that are what we call internal providers. Our offices like the office of OST. We partner with the universities, Drexel, LaSalle, and Temple now also, leveraging partnerships, bringing in resources so that every school looks the same no matter what the zip code or the socioeconomic income of the parent. That's really the goal.
We have a coordinator in each school to help with partnership coordination to provide those resources to schools. We also have the collaborative leadership where they engage school community to talk about the needs of the school and the resources that's needed. And then they go ahead and they help measure and track how those resources are being used to address the needs of the school community. And that's where it helps with the effective coordination and services to our students.
So my name is Gregory Wright. I am the community school coordinator here at Edward Gideon Elementary, and this is going on year 5 or 6. I got some teeth in the game now. I have always had this desire to help. Anytime I open the Bible, there's always a point in the mission to serve. And this is one of my favorite ways to serve people. As a community school coordinator, I coordinate services for the community. One of the easiest ways to think of it is removing barriers to education. I remember hearing the Mayor Kinney first speak about the need for community schools. And what I often heard him saying was, we need to remove these barriers. So in my day-to-day, I'm really looking at what are those barriers to a student's education and how can we remove them? If it's food, how are we providing food for these students and families? If it's the lack of after-school programs, how are we bringing in more programs that the students have interest in and that they will actually engage within? And it all really boils down to getting these students into the school. I think it's so important to be a community school coordinator or even to be a community school because teachers, principals, staff admin in the school, they're dealing with so many other things. It's great to have one person that can coordinate the resources and really be that person that funnels the resources to the students, families, and including the staff. There are times where I'm providing, looking at professional development opportunities, even for our staff, so that they can better engage with the students. And I'll also say that it's just good to have someone that is a loving and caring person in the schools. One of the questions that the school district has is, do you have a trusted adult in the schools? And I'm so happy that I can be that trusting adult. I'm happy that they see a black male that's in this building that can be that trusting adult. And another thing is, anytime I meet with a partner, mural arts, basketball, Girl Scouts, I let them know, I need you to be that trusted adult to the students that I can't reach necessarily. We have 200 plus students in the school, and of course I can be kind, loving, and supportive of those students, but it takes a village, right? And when I have the village of partners that are here, that are that loving adult for the students and that trusting adult for the students, it makes my job more the easier. My proudest moment was Thanksgiving, right? I remember Phil Abundance and Alshon Jeffrey once came up to us and they said, we want to give you guys 400 turkeys. Can you get the product out? So I was like, we can do that. And we brought the turkeys, the eagles, Phil Abundance to the community. We were out there from 6 to 9 o'clock, 400 turkeys. Like it was like hotcakes, just giving them to people as they're driving by, giving them to folks as they're walking up. And the community's response to that is really one of my most cherished moments. They saw that we're not just a school building. We're here for the students, family, and community, whether you got a child here or not. I think that it is really one of my most rewarding jobs. The flexibility in it is amazing. I've talked about food distributions, basketball programs. I've mentioned the Eagles, right? So there's so many opportunities for you to get involved with the community, to have an impact on the lives of the students and the members of the community at large. And if you're a fun person like me, make it like a game show. So next week, I'm taking a pie in the face to the students who have the best attendance in the school. I'm doing a student versus staff game. For any student who has good attendance, you get to challenge me and the other staff members. Kickball, dodgeball, a relay race. You have it, we're gonna make sure that the students have fun.
Us, Mr. Brad, he has a lot of resources he brings to Gideon. He brings basketball, PYB. He brings the art program. He brings a lot of good resources that we can use, and it's fun.
My name is Charles Reyes, Community School Coordinator for Morrell Dobbins. My job is to actually facilitate different partnerships, programs that promotes like wellness and just stability for not only the students, but their families as well, and the surrounding communities. Every day is a different concern, every day is a different challenge, and there's a different need. There's times when things may seem a bit challenging, but then it's rewarding at the same time. When you see a student that may have had some rough patches in the beginning, but you get the opportunity to see them graduate 4 years later. Helping a family with a particular need that they may encounter, or bringing a program to the school that helps not just the students and their families, but surrounding members in the communities. Community coordinators, I believe we're unique individuals. We're somewhat of the problem solvers, if you will, recognizing the need, and we find the resource. If it's not in front of us, we look for it. If we can't find it, we create it. Becoming a coordinator some years back, we realized that one of the needs in this community was a food desert. And so one of the focuses that we was able to tackle was creating a food distribution. I call it Fresh for All Wednesdays, where we actually distribute fresh fruits and produce every Wednesday from 12:30 to 1:30. But the idea is to actually give access to healthier foods. So it's one of the good things about being a community school. You're able to bring a need such as that to this particular community. So for the last 5-6 years, every week, we actually receive about 8,000 pounds fresh fruits and vegetables throughout the week. And we continued throughout the pandemic and to this day. A lot of people in the community say, will you be out here if it rains? Will you be out here if it snows? And my response is typically, hunger doesn't take a break, and neither will I. So if it snow, we'll be out here. If it rain, we'll be out here. In the midst of a storm, we will be out here, unless it's canceled by full abundance. Other than that, we will be out here. Being an alumni at Dobbins, having the opportunity to be the coordinator here, I think back to me being a student and those that came back to pay it forward. And so it gave the opportunity a few folds to pay it forward, to be part of the solution, to identify resources and help the students become the best they could possibly be. If you accept a position and you put yourself in a place where 95% of your day is to help someone else with their need, their potential problem, or their concern, that's a great responsibility that you accept. And just being a black man, knowing the climate of our country, knowing the response to black men, I believe my job is to help prepare our students, prepare them for what could possibly come, and prepare them to be the change that they want to see in our community. And it starts here, right in the school.
I think the best part of Mr. Reyes is his motivational speeches. I really feel like he actually encouraged these students to continue doing what they're doing in school. It was like a time that we was all in one room, and it was these gentlemen presenting us with opportunities, and he was there to tell us to actually take those opportunities and not just listen and let these opportunities pass. He told us to grab hold of what we can. He helps me and impacts me to do what I need to do. Like, I really feel like it encouraged me to get my work done, do what I gotta do out of school, just really get things done.
My name is Jared Beck, and I'm the Community Schools Coordinator at Allen Locke School. I think it is probably easier to say what I don't do as a coordinator at Locke, but I think generally that I am responsible for aligning resources for our students in the community that will promote student success. We have so many things going on. We have community closets they're just not for our students. If you have a child that you live in the neighborhood, you can come in and get resources. There's so many opportunities in Philadelphia. So many businesses, there's so many nonprofits and organizations who are doing outstanding work on behalf of our kids. And the important part of the community schools coordinator piece is that I'm the connector for all those pieces. Not all the organizations and nonprofits know exactly how to get into schools or which schools will benefit from which programs, right? So to connect all those pieces is really important. And a lot of people, when they see a predominantly Black school, they don't want to offer programming. They're scared. So, my job is to make people understand that, like, these are children and they deserve everything that that we assume children deserve. One of the things that we're trying to make happen at Locke is to make it a place where kids want to come. It's so to build, when I was building trust with them in the first few years that I was here, it took months. And it was just me listening and showing up and being there. I always have to think, how can I show up in the way that I needed someone to show up for me when I was their age? So I think when they see that, I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to discipline, I'm really here to listen and to support. It made the trust happen a little quicker. We're able to have conversations with them that they're going to listen to because they know us. They know that we're leading with love and that we're here for their best interest. This work shows kids that they deserve the world. They deserve all the opportunities that other people get, that are held from them sometimes. It develops them in ways that we don't even see all the time, but is there. I'm rewarded when I can watch a kid grow, when I can watch them empower themselves, and I think that I see it all the time.
He taught me how to do some sports and stuff. Like, one time he taught me how to throw even farther, so now I know how to throw 20 yards.
I mean, he's just great. He helps. He tutor you sometimes. He trains with the basketball and football program. He also helps with anger management on the second floor. It was one time I got into a fight, almost got suspended. He helped me out and I didn't get suspended.
Hi, my name is Rennie Parker, Community School Coordinator at Samuel Gompers School, Philadelphia Office of Children and Families. It's important to be a community school coordinator because we are the face of the community. We are the face of the school. I think every school in the city of Philadelphia, not just in Philadelphia, but throughout the nation, should be a community school. Philadelphia was designated as a community school to have community centers to provide resources and information for students to have for their families, the staff, the students, and just to bring the community together. Having them know that someone at their school is looking out for them, having someone to know that we have resources now. Anything that I want to know about, anything that I need, it's going to come through our office. Kids definitely want to know, Mr. Parker, like what's going on in the schoolyard? What's going on with after-school programs? Is there any after-school programs? So all those different partnerships and relationships that we have are part of our Office of Children and Families that we provide services for our students. So when they see different events and activities going on, they're excited, like, wow, where's this coming from? Who's in charge of this? Who's doing what? Having someone to lead that and provide that information for them, it's a huge success, and it's an asset to the school and the community. Every month we have something exciting going on. Today I'm giving away turkeys. So every month we try to do something positive for the students, the community. Every month we have an attend dance. So for students who have perfect attendance throughout the week, throughout the month, they're celebrated at the end of the month with rewards and incentives that are provided. So it's just, we have so many other events that we're going on, but like I said, every month we definitely have something positive that we're doing for our students. I think the number one thing that's inspired me is just, I'm from this community, born and raised in the Winfield area. Samuel Gompers alumni, I went here many moons ago. And just having a feeling of nostalgia and knowing that I'm here for a change and to make things better for the students, to give them the same inspiration and love that I had when I was a student here. So my passion is just wanting to be here and helping out families and students, and just a love for what I do. Being a black male at this school is definitely a needed asset for the school. We only have about maybe 2 or 3 African-American men that are in this building. Being on the administrative role, thanks to my principal, allowed me to do that and set that goal aside. When students see me in a leadership role, they're very approachable as to know who you are, Mr. Parker. What do you do? How did you get this job? Like, why are you here? Why do you want this job? So being in this role is definitely it's a plus that I want to show little African-American kids that, look, you can do this too. I was just like you. I was a student here, but you have to work hard. You have to want to go to school every day. Hopefully you'll be able to go to college and obtain goals that you need to fulfill yourself. So it's such a huge plus seeing me and seeing the expressions on their face when they see someone like me, like them, walking around in the school. So it's definitely an honor to be here and to be in this role. It's the greatest job, man. It's such a fulfilling feeling that you get. Sometimes it's undescribable because, again, I'm not just a community school coordinator. Sometimes I'm a nurse. Sometimes I'm a custodian. Sometimes I'm the principal. Sometimes I'm the vice principal. Sometimes I'm just an individual in the building. Sometimes I'm just an extra body. But having that presence and knowing that I am a number one thing as a team player and allowing myself to be flexible with everything, I think that it just gives everyone that sense of pride, knowing that someone's in the building that's a team player, that's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done and to help the students. I think that's the #1 goal and responsibility of my job.
The impact that he has on me is work hard. You can do anything by your race, color, your skin, you can do anything. Just work hard and you can accomplish anything.
Mr. Parker provides us with everything in the school. He gives everyone in the class book bags just in case if you lose one. He gave us deodorant for personal hygiene. He gives us attendance goals, which makes me want to come to school more. He gives us prizes. He even made the Eagles, one of the Eagles players, come to the school and made us interact with him. So now I can see the school actually cares about us, not just about our grades or academics, or if we do well. It's just like, you're here, you're helping us too. So we're glad to have you here.
So community schools, and I mentioned it takes a village to raise a child. We are now creating networks and making sure that there are no gaps in the net that supports our children. And so years from now, what I hope to see is that all of our students are able to access those resources and supports that exist within the community schools. And the expansion of these services is not only going to affect the success of our students, but also going to ensure that equitable resources are serving the needs of our families, our school communities, and ensuring that we are building a tighter knit community.